Hey, Team Fuel, welcome back. This week we are talking about responsibility. Um, and first we'll define it. So, what do you think responsibility is? I have responsibility is when you can be relied on to do the things that are expected or required of you. You do what you say, and you say what you do. Others can rely on and trust you with both the little things as well as the big things in life. Would you agree? So let's kind of think about something else. What is self discipline? Can you think of what that is? Self discipline means we are responsible for our own behavior. Can you think of maybe how responsibility and self discipline could go together? We pay attention to how we act and how we treat both ourselves and others. We can and we should control our emotions, right? There's a lot going into responsibility and self discipline, huh? So, for example, when you get really frustrated, can you control yourself? Maybe taking a few breaths, or even walking away from a situation when you can't quite trust your feeling right now and maybe how you might be responding to it, right? So let's think of different things that we're responsible for. How are you responsible as a family member? Can you think of something you do for your family that you have responsibility? Possibly taking care of the family pet, or maybe you have chores, right? What about as a student? Can you think of some ways you're responsible as a student? Maybe showing up on time, doing the work that you know you need to do, maybe the reading that you've been assigned, right? And doing with fidelity, not skipping stuff, right? But really trying to focus and learn. That's our responsibility as students. What about as a citizen? And there's actually there's a title for this kind of responsibility. It's called civic responsibility. That would be your responsibility as a citizen. Can you think of something that as a citizen of either maybe the United States or your community, maybe a citizen of your school? What are responsibilities you can think of that are a civic responsibility? Maybe like when you go camping. Should we pick up our trash when we go camping? Yeah, we should, right? Should mom or dad be going by the speed limit when they're driving? That's a civic responsibility. It helps us stay safe and it helps those around us stay safe, right? So let's take it a little bit further. How about with this pandemic? A lot of the reason why you might be studying from home right now, right? We have a civic responsibility to take care of ourselves and others. And that can look a little bit different for each one of us. But think of different things that we do as a society, as a citizen, that we do to keep ourselves and others protected. For instance, I have it with me, wearing a mask, right? I wear this so that I can keep myself safe and I can keep others safe. And social distancing, is that a familiar term, right? Trying to keep 6 feet distance between us and others. So there's a lot of things that we do as civic responsibility. So, what do you think would happen if we just decided not to be responsible at some point? Maybe I decide I don't want to do my chores this week. It might be a big deal if it comes to feeding your pet, right? Our pets need to eat. Might not be as big a deal if we don't make our bed, but at the same time, if that's our responsibility, and if we are self-disciplined, that's something that we want to show that we can take on. Hanging up your coat when you get home, right? Might not be the end of the world if you don't, but as a responsible family member, that's something that we do, right? So I just want you to think about things. Think about for each situation as a student, as a citizen, as a family member. What are different things that you do to be responsible and show self-discipline? I'd love to hear your responses. You can email me at swilson@mssd14.org. And I look forward to seeing you here again next week. Thanks for joining me.